Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Fit Up Eagles Now. Mailbag video call is coming a little bit earlier this week, so get your mailbag questions in on this video. Go down below, use the hashtag Eagles, ask any possible Eagle question you could possibly have inside your mind. Go down below, ask it, and we'll probably go ahead and pull it for a mailbag video coming up later on this weekend. Gotta be subscribed to do so, so subscribe and ask your question down below. All right, let's go and jump into the latest Philadelphia Eagles news and rumors here on a Monday, and we are getting stuff like coming at us rapid fire because the Eagles are practicing right now at the NovaCare complex, and we're getting some injury news, and it's not good, okay? So let's just jump into, again, you're seeing some tweets. We're going to give you the full details on what we know as of today on both DeVonta Smith and Jalen Reagor. So we'll start with Smith. That's the bigger news, okay? Smith has a knee sprain. Now, don't panic. It's not like he's torn his ACL or, has this MCL issue. It's a sprain. He's listed as week to week. They're expecting him to be fine. They're at least keeping him out of practice for the next couple of weeks, most likely, as a abundance of caution because they don't want him to further injure the knee that he tweaked apparently sometime either on Saturday or Friday of last week. So, quickly, it's initially listed as week to week. Don't fully panic, but it also shows that the rookie's not going to be out there for the next couple of days, maybe the next couple of weeks in training camp. Also, going back to last week, there was a report that Jalen Reagor failed his conditioning test while he missed day one of the first training camp practice. People freaked out about that. More details on the fact that he is back and was one of the starting receivers out there today, filling in for DeVonta Smith in just a couple of minutes. First, though, again, back to DeVonta Smith. The first-round draft pick, number 10 overall, was having an incredible camp. I mean, honestly, was having a very, very, very good training camp. Was very clearly the number one wide receiver this past week, the first week of training camp. But again, at some point this past week, whether it was Friday or Saturday, we don't really know. They were off on Sunday. He sprained, at some point, his knee, and now is going to be out the next couple of weeks. Here's ESPN's Adam Schefter with the update. Throw that up on your screen. A tweet coming earlier this morning. Quote, update on Eagles first-round pick DeVonta Smith. Expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks with a sprained MCL per sources. Smith underwent an MRI on Sunday that revealed the injury, end quote. So, again, avoided a major injury. That is good news. But really, the bad news is he's not going to be out there practicing with the team, and Smith could miss the preseason, and this is important. Now, would DeVonta Smith have played a ton in the preseason anyway as a top 10 overall draft pick? Probably not. But that's not the argument. I think the argument is DeVonta Smith needed to play a little bit in the preseason, but more importantly, needed to be out there in training camp in order to learn the offense and get rapport with, of course, Jalen Hurts, who's been working out with a lot during the offseason, but not in a actual, coach watching practice here during training camps. This is concerning. This is not a good thing. And again, MCL injuries, or I should just say sprain, he's an MCL. A sprained knee is not necessarily a big deal. It should heal. He should be good to go. But you don't want to have a scenario where your number one wide receiver this year is on off the football field during the regular season with a knee injury. Not saying it's going to happen, but bad news overall to start training camp is that, of course, Smith is not going to be out there in his number 6 DeVonta Smith jersey over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later. I want to see him out there for a preseason game, but the odds of that happening seem pretty darn slim. What's your concern level right now for DeVonta Smith? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you for DeVonta Smith going forward? I'm at a 5, which is about midway concern. I'm not going to freak out here, but I'm also, bummed and disappointed because the injury bug, albeit light, has snuck up on the Eagles a little bit early on here in the first week. Knock on wood that they don't have any other major injuries. Quickly here on Jalen Reagor, I want to give the update on the fact that he missed the first couple of days of practice, and that was due to some personal stuff. So I'll throw the quote up on the screen here from Nick Sirianni. Quote, Jalen had to go through some things that I can't even imagine going through that he had to deal with, so I know the mentality. He has to get himself in a spot, so I'm not concerned. He's been getting himself back ready to go these last couple of days. Got some tightness in his body. That's why we're holding him back. Again, anytime we just believe that in practice so much, that's where you improve as a player. Anytime a player misses, of course, we're not going to want that, but no concern because he's on track to be ready, and he'll get some reps today out of practice. So, end quote. That was Nick Sirianni, I believe, yesterday on his update in terms of what happened with Jalen Reagor. Not a good start for the wide receivers, and we're just going to be honest. Not a good start for both Reagor and DeVonta Smith. We mentioned DeVonta Smith. Reagor had a close family friend of his murdered. There was a murder in, or the close family friend of his was murdered. Let's just get that clear. Close family friend of his was murdered, and of course that, obviously, as they talked about in the press conference, has weighed heavily on him, as naturally it would, and so they let him go ahead and sit out the first training camp because he did fail his conditioning test, which they cited back to the fact that he's been struggling with the personal stuff that's going on right now. He did get back out on the football field later last week, still dealing with that tightness. The hope is that he is going to go ahead and be good to go. The question is really going to go ahead and be, can he get to the level that they want him to be going forward in this training camp? He's out there today, practicing with the ones. That is good news, but just kind of some clarity there on what was going on with the whole, why was Reagor not there at camp early on? Why is he being held out for stiffness? It was because he wasn't in the best of shape going into training camp due to some off-the-field personal issues. Getting a close family friend of his was murdered, is the report that I read off of Bleeding Green Nation. Probably like right now just to wish both Reagor and Smith the best. Like, just give them a thumbs up, wish them the best, because both of them need to get healthy and get out there, because these two are going to be carrying a lot of weight on the outside for the Eagles from a passing game perspective. Let's go rapid fire here quickly on some of the other news happening at training camp. Stuff's not worth like a whole, 4 minutes of the video. I just want to touch on some key points here. Nick Mullins is looking really good. He's looked a lot better than Joe Flacco over the first week of training camp. That's a battle to go ahead and keep an eye on. Could they let, Flacco go after signing him this offseason, giving him a decent amount of money, and letting Mullins be the number 2 quarterback? That's a possibility. Jordan Mailata seems way ahead of Andre Dillard. He's starting at left tackle. Everything I keep hearing is that he is absolutely dominating. I'm going to be shocked if Dillard goes ahead and wins that battle. Give me Mailata, as I've talked about. Davion Taylor, the forgotten linebacker last year, kind of that hybrid safety linebacker, he's been turning some heads. He might have a bigger impact and a bigger role in the Gannon defense. He was, nowhere to be seen last year, and he's improved a lot over the offseason, according to reports. Jalen Hurts is playing well, and people don't want to admit it, but everything that I have heard is that if Jalen Hurts would have been a first-round draft pick or a first overall draft pick, people would be raving about the camp that he's having. They're not giving him the respect that is due. He's been playing very, very well. Make no mistake about that. And finally, Tyree Jackson, the former quarterback who is like 6'7", 249 pounds. He's playing tight end right now, and he needs to be the number 3 tight end. Like, he needs to make the roster. He's balling out right now, and if you need to keep him on the roster to go ahead and continue to give him some development, he has been really great. Quickly, to touch back on Hurts, he's been playing really, really well. He's missed a couple of throws, and that's natural in training camp, but he's been, I don't know what else to say, really good during the 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. A lot of touchdown passes today, 2 of which were to Quez Watkins, who's had a good training camp as well so far. Hurts, people keep DMing me, asking me how Hurts looks. He looks good, guys. Just feel good that Hurts is looking very, very good. And finally, Tyree Jackson, as I mentioned, the former quarterback has been, I think, an absolute surprise at tight end. He's shocking everybody on the offense side of the football, including Nick Sirianni. He's catching passes in the red zone. His radius is like, 8 feet or whatever it is. It's ridiculously long. It's not that big, but still, I think Tyree Jackson's going to make this roster. That means 3 tight ends minimum if Zach Ertz is still there by the start of week 1. All right, we're going to keep going here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you're a real Eagle fan, you should be subscribed to this channel. We're trying to get to 21,000 subscribers, 22,000 subscribers. We cover everything happening with your Philadelphia Eagles almost every single day here on the channel. So make sure you guys go down below and subscribe. You're going to help us grow and, of course, get access to all of our latest and greatest videos for free. Before we go ahead and move on, though, quick shout out to our friends at BetUS and the new promo codes that are out to go ahead and get you betting on the Eagles in 2021. Chatsports.com/Eagles. Bet is the place to go. The link down below. You see it on your screen right there. Use that promo code EAGLES125 to get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Put $100 down, use our promo code, turns into $225 for your betting pleasure right now. And of course, the Eagles have the worst odds, which is ridiculous, to win the NFC East at plus 500? Bet on the Eagles right now. Use our promo code. You're going to win a lot of money on Philadelphia playing well this year, as I think that they're going to. Bet with our friends at BetUS. Chatsports.com/Eagles bet. Let's jump into this Carson Wentz update, we're just going to call it, which is weird because he's not an Eagle, right? Thomas, we're talking about Carson Wentz. Well, you've probably seen Carson Wentz has suffered a foot injury. It happened at practice last week, and he is being held out of practice for the foreseeable future to try to go ahead and hope the injury heals on its own without needing surgery, which could cost him not the entire season. They're saying he's not going to be out for the entire year, but he's going to miss some games. Everything that I'm hearing is that Carson Wentz is expected to go ahead and miss some games, and we talk about Carson Wentz today on this episode of the Eagles, this Eagles video, because if the Colts give the Eagles the number 1 pick, the Colts give Philadelphia their number 1 pick in 2022 if Carson Wentz plays 70% of the snaps, which is important to note if he's going to miss some games due to this foot injury. I've heard Liz Frank. We don't know if that's true or not, but not looking good right now for the Eagles' draft chances due to the fact that Carson Wentz is injured. Here was Stampede Blue on the Wentz injury. We'll throw on your screen right now. Quote, while Wentz's injury isn't expected to be season-ending at this junction, it's sounding like they'll keep him out at least the next few weeks, i.e. all of preseason, potentially carry into at least the initial start of the regular season. Bleeding Green Nation note, seems to me like Wentz, who is pretty stubborn, might just be delaying the inevitable, which hurt the Eagles when it comes to getting a 2022 first-round pick from the Colts, end quote. So, let's just break it all down. I went through and did the math. I analyzed the snap counts and stuff. Here are the details on the important things that you need to know about total snap counts and how many games Carson Wentz needs to play for Philadelphia to get that first-round draft pick. So last year, the Colts had 1,092 offensive snaps. Phillip Rivers played in like 99% of those offensive snaps, a couple of wild card snaps, or wild cat snaps, I should say. The Colts' averaged offensive snaps per game is 68.25. That again coming from last year. Now, 70% of 1,092 snaps for the Colts offense last year was 764 snaps, right? So if we're averaging 68 snaps per game, and the 70% of the games, the 764 snaps, that is the fact that, or I would do the math there, Wentz needs to play by week 6, right? He needs to play 11 games to be 70% of an 18-game season, based on the snap count of the Colts from last year. Are we understanding this? Does the math make sense? I have my calculator. I was crunching the numbers earlier today. Again, the number is Carson Wentz needs to play from week 6 on in order for Philadelphia to get at least 70% of the offensive snap number to have the number 1 overall draft pick, or the first-round draft pick, I should say, from the Indianapolis Colts. Anything before that, and it gets even better. He plays by week 3, week 4, week 5, it's all good. So, we can get upset that Wentz is hurt while also wishing him the best. I don't want him to be hurt. Obviously, I want him to be healthy, but we need to know the numbers. And as long as Wentz plays by week 6, according to my math, the Eagles are going to go ahead and still get that first-round draft pick from the Colts, giving them 3 in 2021. Okay, we'll finish on this. Will Wentz play 70% of the Colts snaps in 2021? What do you think? Type Y down below for yes. If you think no, then go ahead and go down below and type N down below for no. I'm going to still say yes unless he waits too long and then has the the surgery for whatever it is, and then he's out for longer, which hopefully does not happen. All done for today here on our Philadelphia Eagles video. I am your host, Thomas Mott, as we go ahead and sign off the rest of your day.